Hey, Sophie, where are you?
I'm at my office. Didn't I tell you this morning that I'm gonna be working overtime today?
Why do you always come home later than me recently? Are you cheating on me?
No, I'm not. I'm responsible for 2 projects now.
I see. Where's my dinner?
Didn't you see the note on the dinner table? It's in the fridge, so heat it up and eat that.
I don't want to eat cold-ass food.
Sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
You're joking, right? Didn't you think about coming home early from work and continuing to work on the project tomorrow?
No, because I have a meeting in like 20 to 30 minutes about one of the projects, so I need to stay here.
Do you want to get divorced?
Oh my god, do we need to do this again, Ian? Please don't tell me that you submitted the divorce papers at the clerk's office like last time.
I just did because you decided to argue with me.
What? You should stop doing that even though you don't mean it, because people there are really busy and don't have time for that bullshit.
It's your fault because you always argue and make fun of me and don't do your duties.
When? Also, what do you mean, duties?
All the time. Duties, like cooking and cleaning and laundry and taking out the trash, etc.
This isn't the 1930s. When we got married, didn't you promise me to help me with the household chores? You did the first year.
Yeah, I did, but I'm busy with work and tired every day now.
I work too, but I do my best to do everything. Do you not appreciate me? I woke up early today and cooked dinner just for you. All I'm saying is to heat it up and eat it. Do you not know how to use the microwave?
See? This is what I'm talking about, okay? This.
What? Please don't tell me that this is the reason you decided to get divorced today.
This is the reason you argued with me that you don't want to come home and made fun of me for saying that I don't know how to use the microwave.
Ugh, come on, we're not in kindergarten. This is something that we can talk about, not getting divorced. Last time was because I was watching too much TV, and before that it was because I gained weight. Really?
You got some damn nerve to argue with me. You will face problems if you get dumped by me. Do you know your place now? If you don't want this to happen, then you better listen to me.
I will say the exact same thing back. You think that divorce is some kind of punishment, but stop filing for divorce whenever we fight. I will go to the clerk's office next time to cancel the divorce even though I'm embarrassed when I have time. Have you ever thought about how people there feel about this? Probably not, because you don't care about others.
Excuse me? Watch your attitude.
Mine? You should watch yours. You'll regret acting like that later on.
How do I have attitude? I'm hardworking and a sincere man, and you should be lucky that you married me.
Seriously? Oh my god, sorry, but I need to laugh. Thank you for this because all my anger flew away and I can do well on my meeting from now on. So, will you excuse me? A few days later.
Hello? Why were you ignoring me all morning?
Because I'm pissed. If this project meeting doesn't go well today, it's your fault.
Why are you pissed? I just asked you to do the dishes.
I couldn't get enough sleep because of you. You woke me up in the middle of the night and told me to wash your dishes that you used. Wash your own damn dish. Is this revenge for the other day?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I won't wash it because that's not my job.
Look, if you don't want to do it, you could have soaked it in water so I could wash it in the morning.
I don't like it when the dishes are in the sink. You should know that.
Also, stop lying. You woke me up at midnight yesterday to wash your clothes because you got soy sauce on it. Doing these kinds of things 2 days in a row is kind of obvious that you're doing it on purpose.
Do you have proof?
I don't need proof. Anyone who saw this will agree with me. I'm not a housekeeper. Okay, you know what? I'm fed up with you, so I decided not to help you from now on. Be thankful that I listened and helped you up until today. I don't even want to see your face anymore, so I will not go to the clerk's office to cancel the divorce. It's so funny how you threaten me with one piece of paper.
Shut up! Do you think that you can act that way towards me?
Yeah, and? Why don't you think about my feelings too? Actually, why don't you learn how to be nice to people?
Oh my god, it's such a waste of time talking to you.
Okay, cool. We have the same opinion. Great. Bye. Later that day.
I'm not coming home tonight.
Okay, are you working overtime also?
Nope, I gotta go to a small party tonight, so I'm gonna get a couple of drinks.
Party? For what?
Divorce? With you! So, pack your bags tonight and leave the house tomorrow, okay? I don't wanna have to see your face, so leave early, okay?
What a coincidence. I'm going to have a party with my coworkers too. Roger that.
I bet that you're crying right now. You can cancel the divorce if you want to.
I'm not, and why would I want to cancel it? Hey, guess what? I ordered an expensive bottle of champagne for the party tonight. Do you want to see?
No thanks. Are you sure you want a divorce with me? You'll be single again and your parents will not be happy with this.
Yeah, and? I want to say the same exact thing back, and of course I want to divorce you. I was going to divorce you the next time you submit the papers to the clerk's office, so thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
So, you're 100% okay with divorcing me?
Yep, I really don't care because I'm not a stay-at-home wife. I actually work full-time, unlike you who works part-time and earn a lot more than you.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm just telling you facts. Anyways, I'll leave the house as you wish, so make sure to pay for the mortgage, okay?
What are you talking about?
The mortgage. I've been paying for it this whole time.
No, I was paying for it, okay? Stop lying. You were using our card, right? It's mostly my savings.
The card is under your name, so you probably thought that you were paying for it, but I've been depositing money into that account every month to pay the mortgage. Do you know what else I was paying for? Living expenses, utility costs, and food expenses.
What? You never told me about this? Why didn't you tell me?
We don't even talk to each other. Plus, I was thinking that you'll just argue with me and threaten me with the divorce papers, so I just didn't say anything. Just wondering, was that your hobby or something? Anyways, I was fed up with that, and so that's why I did everything on my own. Well, now that we're getting divorced, I'll stop depositing money into our account and give your card back with only your savings in it.
Wait, so you weren't paying the mortgage and living expenses with just my earnings?
Were you seriously thinking that we could live off of only your earnings? Really? You only earn like 1.5 grand per month. If you married someone else, how are you going to support that person? I advise for you to start thinking about how you're gonna pay for everything.
That's gonna be a problem for me, so I have to go to the clerk's office now and cancel the divorce.
It's closed already, so just give up.
Then I'll go first thing in the morning, okay? I wasn't planning on divorcing you in the first place.
Then why did you submit the papers so many times? It was just a threat, right?
You're the bad guy here because you wouldn't listen to me. I thought that I needed to teach you a lesson. Do you not know that? I can't believe that you're gonna make me go tomorrow to cancel it. Are you serious? But I'll go because I'm nice.
What lesson? You just treated me like shit. Do you really think that you're nice? Where?
Yeah, because I'm going for you. You better be thankful.
I never told you to go for me, so it's gonna be a waste of time.
Why?
Even though you try to cancel the divorce, I'm not going to.
Are you being serious now, Sophie?
Yes, I knew you wanted to argue, so that's why I hired a lawyer.
Wait, a lawyer? Stop exaggerating and calm down.
I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to ask the lawyer to help me file a divorce, and I also found out that you were cheating on me, so I'll make you pay for alimony.
I never cheated on you. What are you talking about?
Are you serious? Does the name Gina ring a bell?
How do you know? Nothing happened between us, though. We're just friends. I can call her right now to prove that.
You don't need to make excuses and call her because I really don't care anymore. Plus, I have all the evidence. I also noticed that your payment was decreasing little by little, so I thought something was up. Do you know the reason why I kept calling off the divorce? I wanted more evidence from you. I was tolerating you this whole time.
So you were spying on me, huh?
Yes, because I wanted to take a revenge on you. I'll send all the evidence to the company so everyone will find out.
No, please don't. I might even get fired.
Might? You will get fired because my uncle is your boss. Did you forget?
Oh shit, I forgot.
I'm going to make your life a living hell. This is for threatening me and yelling and arguing with me. You were acting tough to me this whole time, but you're just a pathetic man who doesn't even have money. Can you pay for the lawyer? Probably not.
Can you think this over, Sophie? I'll apologize to you as many times as you want. I'll never cheat and argue with you and threaten with divorce papers. Just please give me one more chance.
I think I gave you many chances before, but you never decided to change your attitude, so it's kinda late now. Oh, just to let you know, my mom is moving my stuff with the moving company right now, so the house is yours from today.
What? Already? But what about the payments, though? Can you at least help me for this month?
Why would I? You wanted me to leave ASAP, and that's exactly what I did. Don't ask me about the payment because the house is not mine anymore. Plus, we're going to be strangers. Good luck for everything, and don't even think about asking me for help. I told you that you'll regret it later on. After the incident. We officially got divorced, and since all of the evidence arrived at the company, everyone found out about the incident and is giving Ian the cold shoulder. But since he needs to pay for alimony, he can't quit, so he's tolerating working there every day. He was dumped by Gina, and since he couldn't pay the mortgage, he got kicked out and he now lives in a crummy apartment and has nothing left but debt. He asked his parents for help, but they don't even listen to him, so he has nobody now. Looks like he's regretting everything, but it's too late. On the other hand, I got promoted to manager after my 2 projects were successful. I'm very busy every day, but I don't have to deal with that scumbag anymore, so I am living a stress-free life.
Shane, where are you right now? I'm about to leave to head to another wedding venue to take a look at it. It's almost time for our appointment there, so could you hurry up and come home?
Oh, just a second ago I canceled that appointment. So today there's no need to head to that wedding venue anymore.
What? What are you talking about?
Actually, the venue that you chose for us to take a look at, it wasn't good enough for my mom. There was no other choice for me but to cancel that tour, right?
Why is your mom having that much of a say in our wedding, though? Does that mean you're over at your mom's house right now?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I was called by my mom this morning to come all the way out here. She told me she had some things to tell me about the wedding and all that. And when I showed her the place you and I had in mind, she told me it's too expensive and that we needed to find a cheaper place to have it.
Even though this is our wedding, she's not going to listen to what we'd like to do for it?
You really are so annoying sometimes. My mom is asking that we have our wedding at the cheapest place possible, so that's where we're having it. When it comes to my mom, her word is final, and the same thing will go when it comes to our wedding, so listen.
So, no matter what your mom says, you're just going to blindly listen to it?
For as long as I can remember, every time I listened to what my mom was saying, it turned out to be the correct thing. Actually, aren't you being a bit rude right now towards my mom, Julie? I guess it's true that those without parents have no clue how to talk to them. Because you were never disciplined when you were raised in that foster home, you have no idea how to treat my mom when she tells us what to do. Parentless children shouldn't normally be getting treated to anything at all. So you'd better be thankful for this wedding you're being given.
What the hell? Is it really that wrong for me to ask that you and I make the decisions about our wedding instead of your mom?
Stop complaining so much just because my mom has given us her opinion on the matter. All right, are we done here? The wedding venue viewing or whatever is canceled now, so I'm gonna take it easy over here at my mom's place for the day before coming home.
Shane...
Julie, you told me before that today you were supposed to be going out to take a look at that wedding venue you really liked, correct? If you plan on reserving a date at that place, let me know and I'd be happy to support you with the payments. Please, don't be afraid to ask.
Thank you so much for saying that, Robert. But it doesn't seem there will be a need for that anymore. However, I'm happy to hear that you were willing to do that for me.
I suppose you were saying that the place you want to have your wedding at is very well received and is popular among you younger folks, right? If you're trying not to ask because of the price, please don't worry about that. I would really like to show you how much I appreciate a wonderful girl like you getting married to my son Shane, and that means doing so by getting you that venue.
I'm so thankful to hear that from you, Robert, but we've changed our minds last minute on the kind of venue we want to have the wedding at. Thankfully, the viewing and everything was free, so canceling it last minute wasn't a problem at all.
What happened that made you guys change your mind like that? Did my son start whining about the price of the place?
Not just him, actually. The one who really wanted us to go to a different venue was his mom. Today, Shane went out to go see her, and that's where she told him that she wants us having our wedding at the cheapest venue possible. Shane said we have to listen to her, so we can't have the wedding where I wanted to.
Are you telling me the truth? I don't want to believe what I'm hearing here. But thinking about how my Shane and my wife are, it all makes sense. Julie, I'm so sorry about them. Later on, I'd like to meet with you in person and apologize to you more then. As for Shane and my wife, give me a bit to go and talk them both straight.
But you're really busy yourself, aren't you?
Please don't worry about my circumstances, Julie. To be honest with you, I'm partially responsible for those two thinking that they can both go out and do whatever it is that they want. So would you please let me handle them?
Ugh, all right. I'm sorry that you're having to do that, though, while already having your hands full.
You don't have to apologize to me for anything when it's those two who should really be apologizing right now.
Now you've really gone and screwed things up. You went and tattled on us to my dad, didn't you? Because of your nonsense, he's now more mad at me than he's ever been in a long time. All of that preaching from him was a serious waste of my time. I was having so much more fun playing my games before he came through the door and started digging into me like that. How can you go to my dad like that and tell on us just because one thing didn't go your way? Are you an elementary schooler or something?
It was your dad who asked me earlier today about how things with the wedding venue went. I just told him what you and your mom wanted us to do and nothing more. Also, if you're going to start calling me an elementary schooler now, then what does that say about you when you still haven't seemed to have left your mother's side yet?
Shut up about me right now. My mom happens to be the best mother out there. But when it comes to you, things are totally different. My dad is my dad, and he has nothing to do with a foster child like you. So you cut it out thinking you can use him however you'd like to.
What the hell is this, Shane? Why aren't you listening to anything I say to you anymore? You told me before that you were totally fine with the venue I'd picked out and that you'd really want to go and have a look at it in person, right? Why did you lie to me about that and change sides at the end? Saying out of nowhere that we couldn't go there anymore? And your reason for that was your mom telling you we couldn't go there? I'm sorry, but I can't accept that kind of an excuse from you.
And a parentless child like you could never understand my situation. In the end, the most important people to me are my family members related to me by blood. And when it comes to my mom's advice, she does it because she wants the best for me, so I will always listen to her. Yet for some reason, you continue to run your mouth complaining about everything she says. Not only are parentless children like you unable to understand how important family are, but you don't even know how to listen.
Well, then what about you, Shane? You know what? Whatever. Screw getting married, then.
What? Hey, whoa. Now you're going to act all tough in order not to cry? Do you even know how old you are now? You're 28 years old now, so if you let me go, you're gonna be all alone with nobody else coming to pick you up. I'm serious. You let me slip through your fingers, you're gonna regret that choice for the rest of your life. Are you really okay being a single old hag for the rest of your life?
If I had the choice between that and making you my husband, I'd choose being forever alone in a heartbeat.
Oh, is that right now? Then go ahead and run off. Just don't come back to me crying like a baby later on, all right? Hey, Josie. Have you finally come around to letting your head cool off? You told me something stupid before about not wanting to get married anymore. But I'm sure that now you're regretting those words coming out of your mouth, right? Well, you take those words back right now, woman. Then I'll let you come back to me, but you'll never be allowed to act out a line like that again. And you'll have to listen to every single word my mom says for the rest of your life.
Not sure what you're talking about when it comes to my head cooling off, because this whole time I've felt pretty level-headed. And even now, I don't regret a single thing I said. Which means that I'm not going to take back what I said and go back to marrying you.
So you're still going on about some stupid crap like that? I mean, Jesus, we've already gone to the courthouse and everything to get married, right? If you want to end our marriage and everything now, that just means you're going to become an old hag with a strike on her, all right? Do you understand what something like that means for you, Julie?
I'm saying all of this because I know that. Currently, I'm talking with your dad about the divorce while we both work to get myself prepared for it. So could you please stand by and wait for the day I get back in touch with you about it?
Are you actually screwing around right now? After this, there won't be another day in your life where you'll get to run into a man as amazing and successful as me. By the way, if you do divorce me and get that strike on your back, you really won't have another chance at getting married like this again, right?
But the thing is, if I had to choose between being alone for the rest of my life or having to make a husband out of a mama's boy who doesn't care for his wife like you, I'd choose being single.
You really are such an ugly, crying child. I wish I'd never gone out and gotten married with a parentless idiot like you. You're making a massive mistake by choosing to leave me and go back out into the world all alone. By the way, I already posted all over the internet about how I'd gotten married and everything. Getting all these messages from everyone wishing us a happy marriage, only to be getting divorced by you? What the hell am I supposed to tell all of them about this?
That has nothing to do with me, so I don't care. How about you go and explain to them what really happened? Tell them that your mom went ahead and told you to cancel the place that I really wanted to have our wedding at, and said for us to choose the cheapest venue out there. And that you never listened to anything your wife had to say about that and told her to just shut up and do as your mama said to do, and that's why we had to break up. I bet you can go to all your friends and everything and explain that to them to see what they all think.
How dare you make fun of my mom and I when you don't even have any parents? Damn it. I should have never married a woman like you in the first place. Well, if you really want to get that divorce from me so badly now, then go ahead and try it. I understand now that the perfect woman for me would be someone who's just like my mom and puts the family and her husband before anything else that's in her head. I'll go out looking for someone like that on a dating app or something so that I never have to deal with a waste of time like you ever again.
I might do just the same thing myself then. Honestly thought you were a really good person at first, but I can see now that it was just a mask covering up the sorry excuse for a man you are deep down. I used to think you could think for yourself and respect those that respected you. But seeing as you only listen to whatever comes out of your mama's mouth and won't even turn an eye to your wife, I don't think someone like you will ever be able to get married again.
Shut the hell up right now! It's too late to regret any of what you've said now, you know that?
I'm never going to regret this, though. Today I'm going out with your dad to talk some more about the divorce and everything, and with the help of him, I'll be handing you the divorce papers. So when those papers get to you, please read and sign all of them before handing them in at the courthouse for me.
You really are a disgusting bitch for using my own dad like that to help you.
You're at home currently, right? I've got all the paperwork for the divorce with me and will be coming home now, so make it quick getting it all filled out and signed for me.
It's disgusting that you're siding with a woman like Julie on this. Could this mean that you and her have a thing for one another now?
Why the hell would you ever think of something as depraved as that? I'm just doing my job as your father and your mother's husband, and I'm taking responsibility for all the crap you've done to her. I can see that her staying with a man of your kind would only lead her down a path of pure unhappiness, and I don't want that for her. And that is the reason why right now I'm doing my best to make sure this divorce happens as soon as possible.
So you're not gonna do anything to help keep your own son happy?
Part of what I'm doing is for you, though, Shane, since this divorce will ultimately lead to you figuring out what's wrong with yourself and hopefully fixing it thereafter. You just don't happen to understand that because you've been spoiled by your mother for so long now. It's not too late for me to take action, though, and I'm going to try my best to turn you into a proper man that understands how to treat a woman right.
Will you stop talking about me like I'm not already a gentleman? At the very least, I'm a better put-together adult than someone like Julie, who has no parents at all and doesn't know how to treat a mother-in-law.
Tell me what makes you think you're so well put together. When you get married, you're supposed to distance yourself from parents like us and focus on making a family of your own with your wife. You're supposed to be thinking about things like a house and having kids with the woman of your dreams. How come you never understood that before wasting Julie's time like that?
Look at yourself, though, Dad. Do you really think you're in the position to talk down to me like that? Are you aware of how often Mom tells me she's upset with the man you are? In reality, she would like to spoil me even more than she already has been. However, due to you always getting in the way of that, she says she's not giving me enough of her love anymore. I would feel so much better if you were to let Mom love me even more. So get the hell out of our way and let us be happy. Also, due to your incompetence, I'm gonna have to wait even longer now to know what happiness awaits me in marriage. So give it up acting all powerful, saying that you're doing what's best for my happiness, or whatever the hell.
I am partially responsible for having raised such a spoiled mama's boy like you. Had I just been a bit more stubborn about it before when asking your mother to stop, then you would have never ended up such a sad man at the age of 30.
Huh? Did Did you just call me a mama's boy? Don't you dare put me together with those disgusting people, Dad. Well, you're the perfect example of what a mama's boy really is. You're 30 years old now, for crying out loud, yet the only words that ever come out of your mouth are Mom, Mom, Mom. And you haven't even moved out of our house yet. I've told you so many times before now how I've wanted you to move out and start living on your own for a change, right? If you don't leave us soon, then you're never going to turn into a respectable man. I've told both your mother and you that if you move out of the house and start to make decisions on your own, then you will be able to support yourself in your later years. Yet after all of those warnings, you have not once listened to a thing I said to you. Now that you mention it, you might have told me some things like that in the past. But to be honest, I don't usually ever listen to you, so it's hard for me to remember those things. Seems that both your mother and you see family as a completely different thing compared to my views. Well, I'm not going to deal with that kind of childish behavior anymore. I'm going to have to take matters of this family into my own hands now, and from now on we'll be in charge here. All you guys have ever done is enjoy the money I make, living it up in this house of mine, never appreciating the man who has earned it all. That's too bad for you then, isn't it? If you're not going to treat me with the love Mom does, then it makes sense that I'm not going to appreciate you. Do you have no desire to improve yourself anymore then? If, after all the things I've said to you, you're still answering me like that, then that means none of the words I have to speak will ever reach you. I'll only ever listen to what Mom says. Right now, Mom is sitting with me in bed reading everything you said. And she's told me to tell you that neither of us are gonna listen to you. Is that right? All right then. I'm going to take that as both of your guys' announcement that you want to cut ties to me. What? With that, you no longer need to come to work tomorrow or ever again. Today you're being fired. None of what you're saying is making any sense to me right now. This all only involves this family's matter, so why are you bringing things about the company and my job into all of this? Because you have been working for my company. And just a second ago, you made it very clear to me that you will not be listening to anything your father, your CEO, has to say. And if you want me to make this more clear for you, when it comes to a man that can't even take care of his own family, he is hopeless when it comes to taking care of his work. I've realized that from years and years of experience and know very well what future you hold. Go screw yourself, Dad! The only one getting screwed here shall be you! Now you tell this next part to your mother who's sitting right next to you. After what all I've seen and heard from the two of you, I've made my decision. I'm now planning on divorcing her when I get the chance to. You're freaking lying, right? Mom is nothing more than a housewife, right? And if you go and fire me from the company, then how are the two of us supposed to support ourselves? You guys can go ahead and start thinking about the answer to that one. Not like you'd ever listen to what I have to say about that anyway, so stop wasting your time asking questions like that. Are you happy making both Mom and me suffer for absolutely no reason at all? We're supposed to be your family. I can't believe what's about to happen here. I am done spoiling both you and your mother like I have been for the past 32 years. I've finally come to the conclusion that I no longer love the two of you. You're an adult now, biologically, so this is your chance to finally think about what to do with your life on your own. I can't believe this crap!
Are you seriously going to abandon both Mom and me now?
Had I never gone and gotten married to you for a little bit there, then my life wouldn't be going to hell right now. It's all because of you that my life is completely ruined and irreparable.
Don't you dare start blaming me for any of that, you grown-ass man. Even if it was never me who you ended up going out with and getting married to, there would have been some other girl that would have led you to this same outcome.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! For someone without any parents, don't you dare preach to me like that. The only reason I even started to go out with you is because my mom told me that you looked like a mentally weak girl. And someone who would always listen to everything we said to you.
That is absolutely insane. So you even choose the people you go out with based on what your mom tells you? And you only chose me because I looked like the kind of person you both could control? You both really are the worst. Now I'm going to have a deep disdain for your type for the rest of my life.
Well, being hated by some lowlife who's never had any parents before won't bother my mom or I one bit. Jesus, all of this only happened because we went and canceled that tour for a freaking wedding venue. Why the hell has that turned into this massive argument that makes no sense to my mom and me at all? No matter what way you look at this, it's crazy.
The only crazy person here is you, Shane. And by the way, do you still not understand why I've taken things this far now with you and will never, ever forgive you?
Nothing ever happened that would have made you act out like this towards me. And it's not like it matters where the wedding would have been because you and I would have been together for it anyway. The fact that you couldn't just be happy for that means there is something seriously wrong with you.
I explained that to you so many times though before, right? I wanted to have my wedding at the same wedding venue that my parents both had their wedding at before they had me and then passed away. Ever since I started looking at the picture I had of them at their wedding, I had a dream that one day I'd have my wedding there at the exact same place. I don't have many memories of my parents, if any at all. And that's why I told you how much I wanted to stand in the same place they both stood, starting my new life, making a brand new family like they had, right? When I told you all of that from the bottom of my heart, you said that it was a beautiful dream to have and one that you would fulfill for me.
I was just talking without thinking at the time. It shouldn't even matter where a wedding is held, which is why I never understood why you wanted to only go to that place so badly.
And that's why you forgot about everything I had said to you so easily and were able to cancel the plans without even thinking, just because your mom said so. You never really cared about how I felt or anything, right?
It's not that I never really cared about you becoming my wife. I cared about the fact that if you were to start listening to everything I told you, that you'd become the perfect woman that I could boss around.
At this point, what you're saying about me is so screwed up. I don't know what to say anymore.
You thought that I'd actually care what someone who isn't related to me by blood would have to say regarding our wedding?
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to let you hear about this now. Shane, do you have any idea who your real parents are?
Huh? What the hell are you going on about now? Unlike you, I happen to have both of my parents still around me, right?
Well, I heard the truth about you from your dad, and you're not going to like what he had to say. Both your mom and dad were never able to make a child, and so they were forced to go another route, that being child adoption. And that child they adopted was you, Shane.
You're lying. I've never heard anything about that before, and I sure as hell won't believe anything like that now.
Well, you've lived with those two almost all your life, and since you never remembered being moved into the same house as them, you don't have that memory. And with all of that toxic love your mom gave you, turning you into some rotten child, of course you would have never noticed you don't even look like them.
What the hell is all of this about? Are you trying to say to me that you and I are the same? You're trying to say that you and I are both parentless freaks? I will not be made the same as someone with the disgusting likes of you.
That's not why I was saying any of that to you. It's just, you've always been saying that to me, right? That those who are not related to you by blood are not your family, right? That would mean then that both your mom and dad aren't your family either, right?
You stop trying to trip my family and I up right now. To me, my mom is my mom. Between her and me, things like being blood related don't mean a thing. We're still family. We have to be family.
I see. You know how much it would have helped your situation out to have said something like that to me? Well, even if you were to say something like that to me now, it would be too late for us. So, I really don't care now.
Hey! Are you really telling me the truth about my mom and me not being related by blood?
The fact that you're still hung up on something like that means you really do only care about one's blood relation to other people, right? Well, you're not going to listen to me, that much is known. So how about you go and ask her yourself?
But if what you've said about us is really true, what am I gonna do? I have to start looking for a new job and everything as well tomorrow. Does that mean when I get my new job, I'm gonna have to start making money for someone who isn't even related to me in the slightest? I don't want to do that. Hey, Julie, could you go and set my dad straight for me? Tell him not to fire me like he's wanting to. Or maybe could you stop thinking about the divorce and forget it all? If you could do that for me, then I promise you that I'll change the person I've become into an even better man. I promise.
When it comes to your dad's company, it's not something I like to stick my nose into because I have no clue what goes on there. So no, I will not tell him to let you keep your job. And wait a second, what you're saying now is completely different to what you were just saying. You said to me that being related by blood doesn't mean anything, right? So go and hand in those divorce papers for me right now if you haven't already. If it seems like you're taking too long with all of that, then I'll go and have a word with my lawyer about it and have him take care of you. Goodbye now, Shane.
Damn it! I never wanted to learn that my mom and I aren't even related to one another by blood. Had I never known that, I could have been happy with her forever. What am I supposed to do now?
Because of all the work that you put into the divorce, Shane and I are no longer husband and wife. Thank you so much for what you've done.
The fact that I was able to help you out in such a way makes me all the more happy. However, me not being able to become your father in the end is a bit saddening.
You really were like a loving father to me, so I do feel sorry for myself. Also, it's because of me that you and your wife ended up aiming for a divorce now as well. I'm so sorry about that, Robert.
Nothing about the circumstances I have with that woman are to be blamed on you. Think of it like this. I've been getting fed up with my family for a while now, and after what she did to you, that was it. I couldn't handle her anymore. What my wife and son did to you is something that I need to apologize to your parents up in heaven for, even. You ended up having a divorce with someone at such a young age.
Come on, I'm sure that both my mom and dad are thanking you for protecting me like you have been right now. After all, had I been forced to stay married to a man like Shane, I'd really end up regretting everything about my life. The fact that you stepped in and stopped our marriage when you could is a kind act that I will never stop thanking you for.
Hearing you say all of that about it means that I should think of it in the same way. I'm sure this isn't something you want to be hearing from me, but I ask that you don't let any of this get you down, and push on with your head held high, making a life that would make both your parents proud.
I will. In the end, it seems that Shane really did only care about one thing, and that was his relation to those that he deemed important by blood. And so when he found out his mom wasn't his actual mother, he and her had a falling out. The stress of that knowledge now sitting in his head led him to no longer being able to focus on finding a new job, and both him and his mom getting into a fight at least once a day. And after his dad went and got a divorce from his mom, he had the both of them kicked out of the house before his dad went and cut ties to them. Shane and his mom would be forced to move into a really cheap and small studio apartment, where the both of them would begin to work part-time trying to make the bare minimum in order to survive. As for myself, once again turning into the lone stranger that I once was before, I worked on focusing on myself and making sure that I didn't fall into the slump those two did. Robert had stayed in touch with me all the time still and has been making sure to send me texts asking how I'm doing and when the next time we can meet is, like he's my true father. And after a few months later, when he and I sat down for a little bit to have some coffee at a nearby cafe, the look on his face when I told him about this new man I had found was priceless.